Hey guys, welcome back. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm gonna stuff my face. I got iced coffee. I got a caramel iced coffee from McDonald's. I was eating fries. I'm almost done because I was eating on my way home. So, yeah. So I just got back from the vet. I paid $133 for my dog. He's gotten really sick lately, and today, I took him in. We called this morning. Hold on. Excuse me. I know, I'm disgusting. So, I haven't really been, talking much about what's been going on in my life. Sorry. I'm just exhausted. Look at my eyes. I'm so tired. I have no makeup on. My hair looks like crap. I need to shower. I have these weird leggings on. So, I'm so tired, you guys. I finally got 2 days off. 5 hours of sleep. I'm exhausted. I'm dealing with a sick doggy. So, alright. Last week. Shut up! Hold on. That was me, That was me! Okay. So, last week, about, I don't know what day exactly. Shut up! Whenever that happens, move the wrapper. It distracts them. Yum yum. Okay. So, last week, right? Shut up! All she does is bark. Last week around, I want to say Wednesday or Thursday, my dog, he's like a pug, like a little pug mix or whatever. He's a rescue dog. He had 3 previous owners. I don't know how old he is. I tried to find out. Took him to the vet. They couldn't figure it out through dental work or anything. So we assumed that he was like 7 or 8. He must be older than that, because from what the vet told me was a lot of dogs. Hold on. I'll get to that point. So my dog, right? It was fine. I went on I had COVID in October, and then November, right at the beginning of November, I went on vacation in New York City. Went back to New York for a visit, getaway, whatever, and took the dog with me. Traveled. We drove. It was a long fucking drive. It's crazy, horrible. Will I do it again? Yes, because I'm fucking crazy like that. So, he was fine. He had fun. He went to Central Park. He took a piss and shit in the park. He played with other dogs. He went to Chinatown and everywhere. This is the first time I've been back to New York since I moved to where I'm at now. I don't want to give location. Excuse me. But I got the dog where I'm at now. From somebody, a previous job I have with a coworker 5-6 years ago, and I haven't been back there for a while. Shut up! You're not tough, yo. You're not about that life, little girl. You be quiet. So anyway, I haven't been back. I don't take the dog on vacation, let him see things that dogs normally don't see, right? So he loved it. He was fine. He was fine. And fine all the way October. Well, no. He was fine all the way November, December, beginning of January. He's fine. Excuse me. Then all of a sudden, he develops this cough last week, kind of a bad cough. I'm like, damn it did get really cold. Maybe he has a cold, And it kept going and going. And then, I was like, okay, maybe I need to take him to the vet, call the vet. And it was the weekend. I was like, you know what? If it gets worse, I will take him in for an emergency, because anybody that has a pet knows it's $100 for the emergency fee plus whatever else that they have to do for your pet. So if you can wait it out, that's fine. But if it's worse, you should not wait. So he was about the same. I'm like, okay. All they're gonna tell me is he drinking water? Is he eating food? Is he peeing? Is he pooping? Because if he is, fine, we can wait it out. So he was doing all of those things. And I said, by Monday, if he's still coughing like this, I'm taking him in. And that's exactly what I did. So I actually had to work because you guys know I have a very busy schedule. Anybody that knows me knows that. So I had a friend of mine take him to the vet. And then they texted me at like 4:30 yesterday and told me he has cancer. I'm like, my heart dropped. Dude, I was on a toilet taking a shit at work. Sorry. I was taking a dump at work. Like, I had the worst diarrheas in my life because I was like, I was just like, oh God, I hope my dog's okay or whatever. And they're like telling me, I'm like, the first thing I said was, what are his options? Like, what do I have to do for him? What can I do to make him better? Because just the word cancer itself is scary. And I've had a lot of family members die of cancer and stuff. I've seen a lot of people die of cancer. I sat in chemotherapy sessions with family members and stuff. I've taken care of people. I've been in home health care. I know how it is for people, It could be very hard and difficult, but I'm becoming more comfortable with the word, you know what I mean, with the disease and stuff. Like, for me, I'm becoming more comfortable with it to be able to talk about it and stuff. Before, I had such an anxiety about it, but now I'm like, the older you get, the more like mentally strong you get, and you can handle a lot more, even though it can be hard, but it gets easier, you know what I mean? Like, when you're younger, it's more scary, it's like harder. The older you get, the easier things become mentally, to be able to, like think about, goddamn McDonald's. So it's becoming easier, I wanted to cry, but I'm at work, and I'm like, okay, listen, I will cry later when I get home, but right now I'm at work. My main focus is work right now. Yes, I love my dog. I care about my dog. I'm very concerned, but I cannot let that affect my job right now. I have to make my money so I can take care of my dog. So I continued my work, yes, it kind of weighed down on me, but I didn't let it like take over. Oh, excuse me. So I'm like, I worked or whatever, and then I'm going to talk about this when I get off. So I went home. Later that night, go home, and my friend is telling me like everything, like we took him to the vet. I forgot when it was. Monday he was taken to the vet to be x-rayed. Not x-rayed, but like to be looked at. And they said his glands were swollen. He had 2 balls in his throat. Like, tell him about the 2 balls in his throat, he's swollen. So they checked that and they said it could be an infection, but they were kind of highly doubting it because he didn't have like a fever. They checked his temperature. He didn't have a fever. So they kind of ruled out the infection. They said if he's like sick with an infection, we can give him medicine, but it could be cancer. And that was like, my heart kind of sunk at that moment. And I'm like, oh, like he can't, no. And then something in my mind tells me, think the best, prepare for the worst. You just need to find out what it is so you can feel better and you can know. So I had to process that. I had to take time to process that information. Nobody wants to hear bad news. Nobody wants to hear about their family member, their pet. They don't want to hear about themselves. They don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? It's horrible news. But everything happens for a reason. So they had to take pokes at like the different bumps in his body, like his legs, his throat, everything. They had those like everywhere. So they say, we're going to mail this off to a lab, and it's going to go to another hospital, to another place where they look at this type of stuff. Okay. I'm so tired. So they said we'd call you back tomorrow, meaning Tuesday, because today's not Wednesday. So yesterday, Tuesday, they never called. So I told my friend, I'm at work or whatever. It was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm like, can you have they called yet? Have they called you? No. Okay, well they're like, I'm gonna call in a minute. They called, no answer. And they were gonna call back. I said, you know what, just be patient because they said they was gonna call. Maybe the results didn't come in yet. Just wait. So then at 4:30, I'm sitting on a toilet taking a fucking crap. Taking a shit on a toilet, sorry. Anyways, I was in the bathroom because I had diarrhea. I was already kind of stressed out and stuff, everything. And don't yawn. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. I haven't taken my morning dump yet. So my day is how my day is going. So they texted me and said, B has cancer. And in that moment, my heart stopped. And I'm like, okay, I'm like, first of all, it's sunk in. I'm like, no, this can't be. He cannot. This cannot. Why? My dog. No. Everybody that knows me knows that I do not have children. My dog is my child. So I will do everything in my power I can to help my dog. You know what I mean? Just like as you would, that those of you that have children, I feel the same way about my dog, okay? So it doesn't make me any less of a parent. I am a doggy mom, so please don't judge me. I just felt so different emotions. I'm like, okay, my puppy, my doggy, my baby, my child, my son has cancer. I text my friend, what are his options? What do I have to do to help him, to make him better? So I don't want him to suffer. I don't want him to be uncomfortable. What do I got to do? And you don't want to know, I was like, do I got to put him down? Do I have to, is there chemotherapy? Is there some kind of thing I could do for a dog? Is there medication? What can I do for him? Anything, you know what I mean? I would do anything. So I'm like, they're telling me all these different options. I didn't give him a steroid shot. I'll make everything go normal. But it would kind of mess things up to where he can't get chemotherapy. It would be different, be harder. So they didn't recommend that he gets a steroid shot. So they're gonna they want, they need to take one of the cancers out. Do surgery, remove something, and see what it is because he has lymphoma. Is that what they call lymphoma? I don't know. The way the doctor that they normally has, because he has a new doctor right now that took over his case. Well, one of the doctors that treated him, we love her to death. She is so good. She saved my dog's life. She's such a great doctor. So she was telling my friend that lymphoma for dogs can pop up out of nowhere because they're well, out of nowhere he was just sick. He just he got really cold. We didn't know if it was. She's like, no. Doesn't really take time to really develop, I guess. It could just pop up and happen that fast and boom, your dog could just die from it. So she said the reason he's coughing is because he has a lump in his chest. There's nothing they could do about the coughing, and they have to do the surgery to find out what kind of chemotherapy works best for him. So right now, as I speak, at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, yes, he is in the hospital right now. They had to do blood work to make sure that he was okay and healthy enough for surgery. They said his heart, everything was good, but he has the cancer, guys. It's so scary. It's so sad. And I don't know how much it's going to be. I paid off the $133 today from just him getting poked at and getting the test sent out to another hospital. So I could be paying anywhere from $500 to fucking 10 grand. It's crazy. But you know what? That is my son. And if he is sick, I, being his mother, am going to do everything in my power that I can to help him. Whether I have to struggle, whether I have to show my freaking butt cheeks and butthole for money. Well, I'm not saying I'm a prostitute, but you know what I mean. I do make content, so no, I would do anything in my power I can to help my dog because, like I said, if your child was sick, God forbid, if anything happened to your child and they got very ill and out of nowhere they just got cancer, would you do everything in your power to save your child? Okay, I feel the same way about my doggy child. Okay, he is my fur baby, and if I have to pay $50,000 million, I would do it because that is my dog. You know what I mean? And I have so much love for my dog, even though I didn't have him since he was a puppy. Even though I rescued him, I would still do everything I can. So today, before I left, I told him, I was like, oh, like last night he was having kind of a hard time breathing. Like he was like, you know, and I'm like, oh man, it was giving me kind of anxiety, but I don't let him see that. I don't let them know that. I don't talk about anything in front of them because you never know. They might understand. If they can understand the word sit and stuff, pretty sure they might understand other things, whether you believe it or not. So, like, he's been eating and peeing and pooping and drinking water, and he's been playing here and there a little bit. He still gets excited to go, but he has a horrible cough, and he used to, like, give the puppy baths every night and play, but he just stopped doing it. So, it kind of makes me sad, it makes me real sad. I had to cry my eyes out last night a little bit because at the time I'm like, okay, I gotta focus, gotta do my work. I got a job that still needs to be done. I can't let that interfere with that. I gotta take my mind out of that, what was just told to me, put my mind here because this is where I'm at the moment. And I have to just focus, and worry about that once I get home. Keep it separate, you know what I mean? So once that was over, I came home. Every emotion that I felt since the moment I've been told that, I had to cry it out. I had to, like, I'm like, okay, if you believe in God, right? I don't want to get too, like, religious and stuff, but I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. I believe there's good and bad. I believe in heaven and hell. I believe we go somewhere after we die. I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe that we all have a plan and purpose in this life, as well as our pets. And it's up to us if we want to do good. So I felt like I'm not going to be mad at God. I'm not going to, like, curse God. I'm not going to swear at him. I'm not going to really question why. Just have faith and just know everything happens for a reason. Everything will work as planned. Whatever is meant to be is meant to be. Don't fight with it. Just try to go along. Just go with it. Just try to be positive, be happy, smile through everything. Don't let things get you down and just move forward. Do what you have to do. Like, no matter how sad something may be, no matter how bad news how bad of news it can be, you figure out what you got to do and get it done. We'll do what's best and try to get it done fast. You know what I mean? This is life. You can't waste your time. If you want to do something, you do it. If you want to say something, you say it, because you never know what can happen between this step and this step. You never know. Okay? So that's how I look at life, and I've always looked at it in a way like, you know, if it came down to my family or me, the important people in my life, or my pet, I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna do what's best. I'm gonna fight for them. I'm gonna tell a doctor you do everything you can for them, okay? And if you can't do anything for them, you let me know. Let me process the information. Let me go cry it out real quick, and then I'll come back and I'll face the reality. But I just need a couple moments for myself because I'm human and because I have emotions that need to just be let out, which is normal and natural. Then we figure out the options to make it more comfortable for them. If they don't have the choice to live, if they don't have that option to live and they just have to go, then it's out of my control. It's out of my hands. It's in God's hands. It's God's doings. Me, I'm going to step back, let God take over, let him do his work, because there's a plan for everything. Physically, I'm here, right? If I can help, I'm going to help. I'm going to do what I can. But I will try to make everything comfortable. I'll try to make it, last as long as I can. But until God says no more, No more. It's time. Then it has to be time, you know? We're not going to live forever. Nobody lives forever. Nothing lasts forever. So, everybody's going to die. I'm going to die one day. You're going to die one day. You know, you just have to process it and you have to just know it's reality, you know? Like, it's all going to happen to everybody. So, sooner or later, you know, like, even though how devastating it can be and how tragic it can be and sudden it can be, that's the way it's going to be. That's how it's meant to happen. Excuse me. And it's just, we're human, you know? We got to make the most of our life, the best of our life. And I'm doing that with my pet. I mean, he's like my little child, you know? I love him to death. And I talked to him and said, "Good morning, handsome. I love you so much, Beeswee." And I took him out. And he's sitting there perky like this. This dude has cancer all over his body. He's just, you know, and he did get sleep because I popped his head up and he kind of stopped the heavy breathing. And it kills me. It kills me as a doggy mom that I can't even do anything for him, you know? I can't even take the pain away that he feels. I can't even help him breathe better. I can't even get the lump out of his chest and just pull it out, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, I can't even do nothing, you know? It's like having your hands tied behind your back and you can't even help the ones that you love. And when the doctors and like the vets say, "Oh, there's nothing we can do about that," you're like, you gotta leave it in God's hands. You have to pray for the best. You gotta expect the best, but pray for the best, expect the worst, you know. That's just how it is. And I pray that, you know, I know he's in good hands right now. I know. He's a good boy. I told him I'll be back later to get him. And he said, "I love you so much." I was like, "Kisses. I love you so much." I was going to take you to the doctor. I'm bread is dry. Chicken is dry. So I told him, I'm like, "Listen," I was like, "I know you're sick. I know you don't feel good. Mommy loves you. I'm going to take you to the doctor. I'm going to drop you off. They're going to take really good care of you." I was like, "You might feel when you wake up, you know." I don't know how you explain to a dog that they're going to feel a certain way, you know? But I was like, "I'm going to be back later to get you. You're going to go to sleep for a little while, then you're going to wake up and you might be feeling, you know." And he just looked at me. He's like, you know, because he's like got the underbite and shit. So I gave him a long talk. I said, "God bless you. I love you so much." You know, I said, I tell him. And I petted his head and stuff. And I told him, you know, it's going to be okay. And then when we took him in, he didn't want us to leave. He's like, you know, that's what he does when he gets mad. like I don't want to stay. I want to go, you know, but he doesn't understand. Like, you know, he knows that's his doctor and stuff. He doesn't understand, you know, what's really going on with him. He just knows there's something going on. He was like really, really like clinking. Hold on. Sorry guys, there's somebody at the door. So yeah, just like I was saying, please subscribe to the channel. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna pay for this shit. You know what I mean? I don't know how I'm gonna get 10 grand. So I thought about getting a GoFundMe page for my pooch, but I'm like, who's gonna fucking donate? You know what I mean? Who's gonna fucking seriously believe me? Who's gonna fucking seriously donate to the fart queen to save her dog who has lymphoma? They don't even know how old he is, but I love him to death. It's gonna kill me, you know what I mean? It'll kill me that, you know, he's sick and I can't help him. But right now I'm trying to help him. So I'm gonna be paying out of my ass for the rest of my life. Unless I can figure out a way to make millions of dollars. Excuse me. Alright. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna try to get a little nap in before they call and tell me to come pick them up. So I'll update you guys later on what's going on. Won't be till next week till we find out what exactly type of chemotherapy he needs. I'm hoping I don't have to drive like 2 hours to get his chemo. It'll be like once a week for 3 months or something. Just depends. It could be shots. It could be chemotherapy. I don't know. We don't know how bad it is yet. I'm hoping that, like I said, I'm not going to worry about it. Leave it in the hands of God, and everything will work out just the way it's supposed to. God bless you guys. I love you. Be safe. Bye.